Hey, my name's Steven Schauf, and I'm the host to the Promoters Playbook. It's a new podcast that we're bringing out. It's a behind-the-scenes type situation to where we speaking to different promoters, venue owners, and let you guys in from a business standpoint of the nightlife live event industry. I'm gonna let my guests introduce themselves and kind of tell us who they are to this industry.
What up, what up? I'm Wavy. Started in 2019, so I'm fresh off the streets. I'm outside.
Get that. T Luv, I've been doing this for quite a while. I actually started off, a lot of people don't know, promoting events. That's how I got into management.
I'm happy you said that, man. So that's how I want to kick this off, man.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started. I've been doing parties since I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I DJed a little bit, and then from there, just was couldn't rap, but was really interested in being a part of it. I did understand that you would be a part of it, even if you wasn't the person doing the rap.
Okay.
So that's kind of where that kind of fit in.
So at 16, huh?
Yeah.
Can you tell the people just the steps you took throughout, your journey? Whether it's, I know you started as a promoter, but I know you're so much more than a promoter to the industry. So.
Right. Like I said, at 16, I started promoting parties. 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is when I started at the St. Lunatics. From there, maybe like 20. I was probably about 20.
Okay.
Ali actually gave me the idea. I used to do, he DJ'd, and we'd do parties, different places. That's when house parties is big.
Mm-hmm.
People was doing, we was doing parties in storefronts. People just had like little basement, you do parties. We used to do that a lot on the west side of St. Louis. And so going forward, he went to Atlanta, I stayed here. And when he came back, and he was just kind of telling me about Atlanta, like how it's record labels and the situations that people making money off of that you ain't even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
So we just all know mainstream people, but he, basically he was telling me what underground. It wasn't called underground then, or people really didn't have a name for it, probably in the Midwest, but there, was people making money off music.
Okay.
So that's when he came telling me about that, and then from there, I started taking a look around the neighborhood to some people that was around me that wanted to be rappers, so, and that's how I ended up with Kiwan and Nelly first.
Okay.
And then everybody else kind of fell in my play.
So you transitioned from a promoter to a manager.
Right.
And after the management situation, what you transitioned back into? I know.
Restaurant. After that, I opened up a restaurant. I came off the road. I mean, we had difference of opinion on certain things. And at the time, my youngest son, he was just at that 13, 12, impressionable age, and just, with drill music and all the things that have been going on in the streets. I just decided to just come home and be closer to him. Then plus he was good at football, so I just wanted to I missed that time with my older kids, so I felt like with him, I had to take a chance to do it. And the time was kind of perfect with the direction that we were going.
Right. Okay.
So, but I wanted to always stay close to the nightlife and to the scene. I just like being out. I just like networking. I like talking to people. I like, I just always was like a true believer. Like sitting in the house, nothing's gonna happen. The relationships is what makes things go. And you have to be out. And you have to be seen. You have to be, it's like, if you ain't in the mix, people don't even think about you, when it comes to different things. So
a sight out.
Yeah. So when so that's where the restaurant came.
Oh, okay. And I'd like to thank you too on camera, man. Because every time we come in the city, man, you lay the red carpet out, whether for your restaurant and everything. Man, yeah. I salute you.
I appreciate that
for that.
And he take care of a lot of people.
Yeah. So yeah. So after the restaurant, well, not after, but during the restaurant, I was kind of pigeonholed. It was kind of things that I would want to do, but at the same time, I had to keep in the back of my mind, this is a restaurant.
Right.
But my background, people come in and they want to do different things based off of my background. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like we can't do nothing, a little more, just more than a restaurant.
Right.
So And then I also noticed the more that I was out, the more that I was patronizing other people and doing other things, it came back 360. It brought more business to the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to salute you, man, because hey, management-wise, we went past, a little bit fast on the management, but I know you did get manager of the year, one of them years. So, man, I definitely salute that. What about yourself, Wavy, man? Tell us who Wavy is to the St. Louis market, man. We definitely been hearing about you a lot.
Man, I was, street punk till T Luv came along. Organically, the nightlife works for my life.
Yeah.
I was out all the time, in the mix, in the clubs, in town, out of town. My main thing is just I like being around women.
Okay.
So that's pretty much my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Get some paper. Let's go party. Let's go have some fun. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much my lifestyle. And a couple of the homeboys, they would tell me that certain promoters and club owners are pretty much getting paid off my likeness.
Mm-hmm.
If I go somewhere consistently, people automatically think it's my club.
Mm-hmm.
And this just growing up, and I was outside.
Yeah.
So they would tell me, I didn't personally feel like this, but on the outside, and then they tell me like, can they use me? You might as well get paid off your name and your face, what you doing in here, and how much you spending, you might as well get paid off.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I got introduced to it. All the homeboys like, nah, you gotta do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And how long you been in it now?
2019 was my first party.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't
about 7
thinking
years
about
then.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still consider myself a beginner because I'm still willing to learn. It is a lot to learn. Eventually, I get my own space. You know what I'm saying? Ownership is next. Jumping field on ownership period. That's me.
Yeah, enough.
So like me observing all this, I'll add to that. Me observing Wavy, he was doing the things that really the club, all the promoters should have been out of his pocket, his own dime. It's somebody's birthday. You don't know these girls from Camp Out.
Yeah, man.
They were sending them a bottle.
Hey,
Making sure everybody have a good
Like
time.
for the party,
Like it's his spot, but then he's spending his own money. Well, really should. That's what the promoter or the owner should be aware of and notice. Like, okay, I got special people over here to spend money on a booth. I'm gonna send them round shots. So just little small adjustments. And he was taking it upon himself to do it. So that's really why I think his friends felt that way. Like, hey, you spending your money, turning them up. Like,
Turn it up and get paid off of it.
And I didn't. A big thing where my name came from is I didn't drink for a long time. I take shots now socially, but for a long time I didn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just buy bottles and just hand them out and send them out.
Yeah. Building the experience for everybody.
Yeah, it was just fun.
Yeah,
So I ain't
was
seen
fun.
that. It was just organic. It was
Yeah.
all fun. I ain't seen that all with nothing until I actually
Through a party and send
do
money.
a party. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So, in your opinion, and I'm gonna start with you, Love. What do you think determines a successful event?
the way the crowd responds, I always look for the feedback the next day or the day after. I mean, a lot of moving parts when it's actually going on, and you might miss something or don't see it. So I always kind of try to listen to what they say at the end. What determines what I feel like, the DJ is the number one thing. Well, even before you get to DJ, before you get to the front door, I think the way you greet it means a lot. Security means a lot because people want to feel safe when they, partying in an environment. Like you said earlier when we was talking off camera, how you was saying like people don't know when you're charging that $30 and $40 what all that goes into paying for. Your safety. That's all those things matter. So like for me, like I said, after the event, when you get the feedback, people gonna call and tell you. They don't call and tell you. A lot of times they gonna tell you right there, but it be, you like to hear the sober conversations, not the, We drunk, man. We kick it. Like, yeah.
What you think, determines the successful event?
The vibe. The vibe is really important to me. I got a partner, his name L. He's more of logistics.
Okay.
I'm fun, vibe. So, yeah, I want to make some paper, but what's more important to me is a vibe and that everybody have. Whether it's a couple people or a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people. If I feel like vibing, you know what I'm saying? It ain't having fun, I feel like that's not successful.
To that. The experience is everything.
And that's another thing I like with Wavy, because a lot of people, you have a lot of successful events. We also know you don't have, you don't get that L every now and then. So if it's 20 people in the corner, and that's all that came to the club, you see the promoters, either they leave or they hide or he making sure that them 20 people have the best time.
Yeah, that's dope.
And they like it. And I like numbers, because it equates to making a profit, and it equates to everybody getting paid. But I'm also being on. I can have fun with 4 people. You know what I'm saying? Some people. I hate that when people walk into a spot and just because it ain't a bunch of people, they vibe be off. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes energy dictates that. Like you could, that one person that come in here, it can be 20 people, one person walk in here, and he treated like it's 100, and then all of a sudden, that trickle just comes, and then it swells, and the energy, and then and it turns into something more than just what you planned it to be, just because people came with an open mind. And like, I don't need other people to have fun. Like I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to drink or celebrate this person or that person, and then just kind of go from there.
And you can probably speak on a lot of this. I think that what plays a part in that is social media.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got your TikTok, your Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook, all that, and people go live.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see you, partying and all on camera, people start coming in just based off your vibe. Whether that's 20 people or 100 people, they ain't really looking at that. They looking at your live and seeing how y'all react. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely be. I don't know how much you can speak on it, but that'd be a good thing to speak on. What you think about the impact of social media? Because I know you was here before and now you're here now.
It's a gift and a curse. Honestly, I always say, and I'm on social media a lot, but I would rather we never had social media.
I agree.
Okay.
Because it created a lot of false sense of entitlement. It created, different narratives that really not, like, people base their relationships off of if you post them or not. Like, that's not mean I love you or not, because I didn't post you. Like, that'd be like some of the worst things to me, and just how people feed into the opinions of people that they don't know.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think as far as the impact for your business, as far as how social media been?
It allows you to reach more people at a faster, rate than hand-to-hand flyers or
and I know you
radio and things that you used to
younger,
do.
so you probably get like speak more on.
But like
on that,
I think it took away a lot of the experience. Me and a couple of my friends was talking the other day. Like Friday night, you headed to the club, you got the radio on, you hear the DJ on the radio, he talking about the spot. You hear the people in the background, they doing live remote. Like, your energy is just, different. Like you already, man, I'm about to kick it, boy. You hearing all that stuff, and then, with social media, I don't think you get the whole experience of getting ready and the car ride. You know what I'm saying? Like those things. I think the key pieces that you meet to your evening, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the impact, it works for some, works for a lot. We use it. It works for us. It worked really well, with the restaurant.
right?
the thing I liked about using it with the restaurants because you can show the dishes, and different drinks, and different things like that. But
Visuals.
yeah, the visuals are, it wasn't on their mind, and then they stroll by and they see this drink, and they, it's time. A lot of times we'll post some people come in like right after and be like, that drink y'all just posted. That's what I'm here for,
Right.
So in the aspect of those things, but I like when I first got on social media, I used to just post interesting things because that's the concept that I got. Like, if you look at my picture, the first picture I ever posted was of Jenny Jackson and the outfit she had, and then as you stroll down, it was just about just interesting things, places, things. It wasn't about real life, I guess. People going on there spilling their heart out, things of that nature. I just thought it was just a place you want to share interesting things that another person might haven't seen, like turning them on to something.
Yeah.
And looking for those type of things, but since then it just it's been in one berserk.
Let's speak a little bit about budget. I know you said you wasn't a numbers guy as far as logistics go.
Right.
But as far as like the budget of the whole event, how do you feel the importance of understanding your budget, understanding your price points go when it comes to event?
Man, this is my 7th year. Definitely get it now. Like 1,000%. Like budgets, money, numbers, logistics, it matters. Every penny matters, and more people need to understand it. I wish more people understood that the consumer.
Yeah.
I wish the consumer kind of understood that word.
Okay. When you're speaking about the consumers understanding it, go a little deeper. Like, what do you think they should understand when it comes to your price points and everything?
Understanding overhead.
Okay.
We talked about this off camera, but security, door guard, staff, just everything you're spending money on.
DJ.
You know what I'm saying? Everything you're spending money on, bro. So it's like you come to the door and everybody feel that it's entitled. They ain't thinking about or the sense of entitlement that makes them want to get in free.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't thinking about pay, spent a lot of paper and time on this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not just fun. It's a big headache behind closed doors. Or behind the scenes.
And we're gonna keep it at the budget, but I'm gonna spin the question for you, Love, because I know you understand it from the host and the artist standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're talking about the budget, how important is it to create a budget and understand the price points you have to meet when you got an artist?
Yeah.
Like, how hard and difficult is that?
That's very difficult because you going in a situation and read. You know what I'm saying? You already down before the doors open a lot of times. But you don't pay for the artist, you pay for the hotel, you pay for transportation, you pay flying with it, whatever that may be. And you're depending on. It's almost sometimes like a hope and a prayer.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, to me, and the reason why I like work on Wavy because to me it's more promoter. I always looked at it was more promoter driven than artist. I've always looked at it like that. And then so when you see somebody that move like that, and that's kind of how he moves. That's who I want to be at this situation because you gotta understand that we really it's just I don't know, it's just how the world works. You can have the same exact. We can be selling the same thing, and a person would rather buy from you than me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the that's kind of why I'm going with. It's like I people genuinely like him, so it's like I'm gonna go mess with Wade. Like what I'm saying, I'm gonna go mess with Love. I'm gonna mess with them guys. Yeah, I know they got the artist. To me, the artist is more like the cherry on top.
Right.
More so than
I agree with that.
the thing. Just like your experience with Mike. live gonna be live. You know what I'm saying?
How you think it affected the game though? Like as far as these price points that the artists are asking for
Oh, it killed.
throughout the country.
It killed the game, and it really again it's our fault because the artists only gonna ask for what you get. Like if we all get together and say, we gonna set a price and we gonna set the market, but some people be in competition so much. So just because I don't want you to have something, I might spend $10,000 over budget, and I know I'm over budget, but I don't want you to have it.
Correct.
Fuck it, I'm gonna blow this extra. You know, and that's the problem, and then it gets to the artist, and then the artist head gets mad, and then they start thinking that they worth more than because they ain't gonna look at numbers. They don't even want to see a number.
Right.
Because they don't want to have you to have an argument against it. You know, this is what I want. You don't even know why you want this. You just this is why do you want this? And you don't even understand, especially if you go and again it's so hard for a manager because you have to go sell something sometimes that you don't believe in.
Right.
You know,
Just to get that number.
Get that number.
Yeah. So can you let the people know just the effect? All right. So you say, all right, the promoter, he may get a number that, you know, is not feasible for the artist may get a number that's not feasible for the promoter, and then 9 times out of 10 they have to throw it on the crowd. The long-term effect of that, you know, I know with you being an owner, you understand from that standpoint as well, that, you know, the promoter take a loss, then so does the venue owner.
Yeah. I mean, because unfortunately, we're in a business where our consumers don't look at the economy.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They don't pay no attention to that. The artists don't look at that. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at that. So they drain every drop out of whatever it is that they can. So that's why you see a lot of places, in my opinion, can't survive. And also St. Louis, to me, I call ourselves the shiny penny city. Anything new shiny penny, we going. And you know, so you asking a club owner to, and at the restaurant club, your bills stay the same no matter what. So you can have every Friday, you can have 1,000 people come in as well. Every Friday night, bills paid, everything taken care of. Now somebody open up something across town. Now your 1,000 you was getting every Friday. Now you splitting it with them because now everybody want to go around and see the new thing. But your bills ain't stopped. Your things ain't you. And if you doing right, you trying to grow your business. That's that's what you trying to do. So the more money you make, the more money you spend. So a lot of times I think owners we fall victim to our consumer based off of their fickleness. They ain't no loyalty. They gonna come back. What happens because a lot of times. I don't really know anybody I could really speak on that puts out a bad product. It just only another product comes. So you have to survive that new product, and then everybody kind of circle back to where they started from, where they knew they was getting that service from, where their favorite bartender is, and where they normally used to saying this person and that person. But you have to weather that storm.
And I know we spoke on how important relationships are. So, can you speak on just the importance of, from an artist standpoint, them understanding their relationships with these promoters when they trying to, set a tour and all of that. They got to come back around to see these promoters. So
right. You try to teach that, but to an artist, that's not really a teachable skill. They could care less about that relationship. To them, that's your job, that's your lane, that's what I pay you for. You nurture the relationship. Just get me my paper. That's that's all. I mean, you do find time and time again, like if you start seeing the same person over and over and over, like a lot of people respect Mike. A lot of people respect Alex. You've been seeing them. You cannot because time and time again I see them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other places I've been and I don't see that person no more. But I've been seeing these people for 10, 15 plus years. So I gotta, so some artists will recognize that and pay homage just for your longevity, and also, I mean, Mike, your cousin, he's consider him a friend, but people that don't, it's funny to hear people that don't know him talk about it, so he's the future, he's the star, and he's been able to put himself, Alex, they've been able to put themselves in that position by doing consistently good business, taking care of not only the artist, but it's a time, and he might not want me to say this on camera, but it's a time where I could go to live and not be with Nelly, and he treat me like I was with Nelly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll make sure I had a bottle. He'll make sure I got a section. Depending on what's going on.
And that's good. I'm happy you said that, man. I want to really speak on even the relationships with promoters having relationships outside of their market and other markets, to where you can come and throw parties, maybe in Birmingham or LA or wherever. Yeah. How important is that to you? I know you move around.
That's really important. I mean, actually, for me, I'm just moving around with Nelly, but now I'm starting to get into the events I'm doing. Our next goal is to start traveling with the events and create, the same vibe in other cities. So which is very important. I feel, as far as going to that next level. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be stagnated and keep doing the same old thing. You also want to be able to take inspiration from other things that you see in other cities and places and bring it back here and implement it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm big on that too.
Yeah, that's big when it comes to trend setting for your market. You're going out there seeing what LA is doing, Miami, Houston, Atlanta.
And to me, St. Louis is a place that, I feel like we don't do it, and people like to go out of town and do other things instead of staying here, because you don't have the people that just like we're about to do a piece of what we're trying to build into the Missouri Black Yacht Weekend. Okay. You see it in Chicago, everybody always run to Chicago, now you see it in Tampa and other places, but we got one of the largest man-made rivers 2 hours away from here in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's start doing some of these things here instead of people want to jump on planes, go other places to do the same thing that you could do right here. It's just us not doing it. I don't think it's not a market for it. I just think it just takes the people to just say, I'm gonna take a chance and go up here and make this happen.
And I while scrolling through this Instagram, I did check that out, man. That yacht party, and that's real fly, man. Can you speak on where that came from, where the idea, where your creativity came with that?
The basis of it came from just us. Okay. This ain't local, and that's what I'm big on. When everybody be screaming, going out of town, catching the vibe, that's cool. We are, what I'm saying? I stay out of town, but bro, we the ones that's turning out of town up. You know what I'm saying? So what we doing here, you know what I'm saying? Like, the experience you getting here, same experience you getting out of town. A lot of people don't travel a lot, so I get it. Go have your fun, but just know, like, it's what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That vibe you catching out of town, you getting it right here too.
Yeah, that caught my eye, man. I think that was real dope.
But
the video,
like you said, wherever we at, we gonna be center of attention. It's just something about St. Louis.
Yeah. We the ones coming out of town to catch. You know what I'm saying? Catch us turned up. But the idea came from L and Love been talking about the Lake of the Ozarks, and that's the river you're talking about, the Lake of the Ozarks. The series Ozarks that takes place in Lake of the Ozarks. And they've been wanting to do it, something like that. And we've done yacht parties in like St. Charles.
Oh, okay.
The outer, like, what you call it? Like outer,
yeah.
About 45 suburbs and all that.
Yeah. The outskirts. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the outskirts of St. Louis. We've done yacht parties on the river, which was really cool.
So, when you throwing y'all events together, are y'all seeing like a mixture of audience as far as age demographics? I know.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is because me and him teamed up, and people understand because I'm 54 years old, but a lot of people don't understand is growing up as a kid, our parents was done hanging out at that age. With this, we grew up on hip hop. I grew up in hip hop, so I'm the same age as hip hop, so it's like, you still got that,
That
passion to have to be entertained and have a good time.
No doubt.
Yeah, so we do have a large, when it comes to
Wide range.
age range. Yeah.
Wow.
How important is it, like when you're doing your advertising, your marketing, to understand who your age demographics are and who, the demographics of your crowd? How important is that?
It's really very important. I think we don't have to focus on it as much because at first, but like once people seen events, seen what it was, and experienced it, and wasn't no trouble, wasn't no issues, you just start seeing more and more. For me, I feel like like a lot of the older guys that was promoting when I was not in town and running around with Nelly, a lot of them had stopped. And a lot of them came back. Now they starting to do, watching me. I think they come back like doing
Like this alone.
Yeah, like I should have never stopped. You still going,
No doubt.
So a lot of one of my good friends, he got a Friday happy hour he called Odds and Odds. He does very well with that. Steven Lacey was one of the biggest promoters. He was like, we was going. Steve party shit, 22, you going out of town to get outfit for a Steve Lacey party. And he came back and did a couple things, him and DJ Cut, that were very successful and brought a lot of people out I hadn't seen in a long time. So I think I think it's starting to be not about the age, but it's starting to be about who the person is. Who is the person that's
Right, who don't.
I agree with that.
Man, I've been in a lot of cities and partying in a lot of cities, but St. Louis always got something going on.
something special.
No matter if it's a concert, 1,000 club parties, or something going on.
Yeah.
What makes this market such a live market? Because a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think St. Louis, is small, but it's always something going on.
Well, me personally, and I talked about this, and this man need a day award or something. I just think the things that Eric Galloway did were able to put into place when we were young. But what East St. Louis used to look, what that strip used to look like in those days, that you go from. I remember going from Saints to Sunday. You go from Saints to Skate King to White Castle Lot to Emerald City. The parks. And a lot of things. I always say, economy kind of always dictates.
Back in the day, I used to go to East St. Louis a lot, man, in St. Louis, and up here in St. Louis, I had family up here. But that really what exposed me to y'all nightlife. Like, a lot of people don't understand that, y'all clubs, St. Louis may close at 2 or 3, but then people still go to East St. to party. Can you speak on that?
Oh yeah, you got 5 o'clock, and East St. Louis, if you like it was kind of who's who. Like, Emerald City was one of the places that I frequent, and I wasn't 21, but just because I was with them guys, they allowed me to come in. Like Club Casino, they hit you for the extra 20 at the door. If you ain't 20 yet. So a lot of those clubs, you know, for me, I experienced them at a very early age. You know, just being around the people I was around, and plus, you know, people willing to spend the money to get in. You know, yeah, but you know, like that's one of the things. A lot of people when I meet out of town, they visited St. Louis before. That's the first thing they ask you about. And that, you know, and you would be like, why y'all so fascinated about the East Side? But then when you go to LA, everything's shut down at 2. Oh,
You got no choice.
they strip clubs are horrible. You think this is LA? Like, why y'all strip clubs like this? Like, you know, as far as what we like, you know, our culture like to see. They don't have Vegas. None of them have the pink slip.
Right.
Yeah, and man, I've been in a lot of different cities, you know, throwing parties, going to parties, and just the liveliness of St. Louis, man. I think a lot of people look over it, that it's always, you know, artists coming through, whether it's, you know, your big tours all the way down to your hostings. I feel that a lot of artists that come up, especially like hip hop artists, they feel this is a market that they need when they're coming up. Can you kind of speak on that? Like, have you seen throughout the years? People?
Yeah. I mean, it's a couple of reasons. One of the biggest reasons for that is, so we control one of the biggest. Clear Channel was one of the biggest markets that we in across the country, and so like when you back then it was a lot of like what we had to do with Nelly. We had to do radio shows. So, you know, that was kind of like, instead of payola, I guess they came up with something where you do these free shows for the radio station.
Okay.
So the radio station might be like San Francisco, like was one of the largest ones, but it owned 6 or 7 other, you know, and St. Louis might be one of them markets. Like, well, I'm gonna tell you a big market that people probably wouldn't think is Fort Wayne, Indiana, and there's nothing in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Like when we went to go perform in Fort Wayne, Indiana, it's like one of them towns where they shut down. Like ain't nothing open but Walmart.
Right.
You know, the whole
You put
city,
me on something. I ain't
the
never
whole,
think about that.
the whole city, and learning the business from that aspect, I never knew. But you know, Fort Wayne, Indiana is owned by one of the larger, radio stations. So that's like, I mean, even when you just look at when you vote for the president, it's these middle states. It's these small towns that make up, you know, and like when we first went out on the road, those were the places we went. We didn't go to LA first, all that. I mean, that's the first place we ever went was Memphis, and we kept going back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, but I didn't understand.
And
I don't like to fly in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The only plane they got is that one they say contact and spin the thing. Yeah. That's the plane we took to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Dang.
Yeah, I understand that from that point because I'm from Carbondale, Illinois originally. So, you know, coming up SIU for a real big party school. So that's where I kind of launched my career in this industry. You know, I was down in Miami. I learned a lot from Mike, but I took what I learned in Miami and brought it back to Carbondale. You know, because it was live and it was, you know, students coming from everywhere. You know, I kind of seen a lot of artists even break records in Carbondale, you know, coming to SIU step shows or perform at the arena. So I definitely understand, you know, the concept of that, especially when you got schools, because the music goes other places once they leave, you know.
Yeah, and you're right. You're absolutely right, because after those little small markets, that was the next thing was the colleges.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say.
And that's for the artists, man. We wanna kick game to everybody that's in the industry. You know, we speaking from a standpoint of the business, whether you're an artist, promoter, venue owner, you know, bottle girl, whatever. You know, this. I feel people don't understand how big this industry really is. How many people really feed off this industry. You know, and going into that, I want y'all to kind of explain, like, how important do you think the promoter is when it comes to bringing money to the area, you know, the economy, the local economy?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I noticed at our more luxury mall, we tied in with Jeff. He's one of the more popular guys at Neiman Marcus. Like, he'll tap in with us and let us know, like, man, these people coming to buy us out because of your event. And it's like, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the power behind it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm learning it, but it's like, that's cool to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's power that you got.
Like the boutiques make their own flyer. They take our
Yeah,
flyer,
the boutiques.
make our own flyer, make their own flyer, and say, you know, this. We got these dresses going to Wavy White Party. We got the dresses.
Yeah.
You know, the makeup artist. She go on there.
That's a big one.
I got these slots. You know, for girls to come get their makeup done for the party. You know, so.
That's dope. I'm happy you said that because, you know, part of my background is me and a couple of my partners, we launched a magazine around like 2011, 2012. It was called Envy Magazine. But we utilized the magazine to help us get sponsorship for our events. How important do you think the sponsorship plays in the industry when it comes to throwing these live events? Like, do you see people getting sponsorship?
We don't get them. I just say that. It to me it's a lot of gatekeeping going on in St. Louis right now when it comes to sponsorship. And then the obvious is liquor, right? But you know, unfortunately, liquor sales are down because of the millennials are not drinking. They do want smoke.
I just saw it.
Yeah, they on more they die. Yeah, you know they're not drinking like so they get you know, so they don't have the liquor brands don't want to spend the money that they want that, and then the other things are real corporate. Those go to, you know, the other guys, and the guys that deal.
That kind of sponsorship thing for artists, I did want to speak on the artist part too. That kind of tie in with opportunity.
Okay.
And that's where St. Louis lacks. Opportunity. Baseball, and we just got a soccer team. We lost our football team as far as major sports. So opportunity and pay money is hard. You know what I'm saying? So I really would like artists to understand, and that's something that I'll be able to learn through your out. Is and the artist can know, like, we ain't got no opportunity pay like that to charge what you would charge in Miami.
Right.
So you got a lot of traffic, visitor, where you got a lot of visitors in and out. You got that traffic. We don't got that.
And it's a beneficial relationship from both sides, you know, and I think that's what the sponsors, like, when it comes to local stores all the way up to corporate stores, they should understand that, you know, the promoter and the live event is impactful to the whole community, the whole economy. There's a lot of people seeing y'all flyers. There's a lot of people coming to y'all events. There's a lot of people that's, you know, buying y'all drinks or whatever product. Look, you got your own product. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people. You control a lot of the money that's flowing through here, the finance that's flowing through the market.
Right.
So the relationship is important.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're a black and white city, and when it comes to that, they mess with who they mess with, like, before they feel like who they deem is safe. But the thing is, we get held to the same standards as, you know, the people with the sponsorship.
Yeah.
And a lot of, you know, and I know people on both sides. I'm on that other side, but even the people that I know that get a lot of sponsorships, they don't have to worry about it though.
Right. Yeah. And that's
They ain't got to worry about, you know, and then they able to go spend money on bells and whistles and different activations that we spend out of our pocket hoping to get back at the door when they just, you know, they playing
can enhance your experience, your whole vibe of the event.
But the consumer don't look at it like that.
Correct.
They come, you know.
Yeah. That goes back to relationship.
Yeah, and longevity. You know, you ain't playing with your budget as much. You know, your own budget. You know, but I, like you said, you know, that is something that, you know, we talk more about when it comes to understanding the demographics and our reach. You know, understanding how many people you're reaching through these ads and things like that, through your events. You know, I think we can we can wake the sponsors up a little bit more once we go in there with the right approach.
And like you said, I mean, that's, you
It's
know,
all about numbers.
the good thing about your
That's all
app.
they want to see. They ain't going to the club.
Yeah, you push that button to show them numbers.
Yeah, so man, this is my closing question that I want to ask. If you had to do it all over, and you had no connects, what route would you take to get to be successful in this industry?
I did.
You had to start from scratch, no connects, no nothing.
First,
Ask
right?
that question in another way. What you mean?
Like if you had, you know, y'all very connected, y'all well, you know, your network is strong. If you took that away from you, you had to start all over without that, how would you get back to success, to being successful as a promoter?
That's really how I started. That's why I'm trying to understand the question. The streets. I tell artists that's coming up too, man, come outside. You know what I'm
So
saying?
just build your following just by networking, talking.
And
all
y'all spoke about social media. I ain't really speak on what my experience or my feelings about it. I ain't big on the internet, which I never really had it up until like Instagram.
Okay.
So I ain't never had Facebook. I don't really got that Instagram. I tapped into Instagram and I see how powerful social media is. But like, ain't nothing like being outside, touching the people.
No.
It's having your face, having a good face too. That's important.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about other people, but having a good face helped me a lot. So that's what I would say about that. Where you got to come outside. You know what I'm saying?
That, I mean, that's it right there. Like you gotta be back out, you know, outside.
Yeah.
That's where you start, back on the street, ground floor.
Yeah, I'm big. Yeah, okay.
Well, before we wrap up, man, is anything, you know, you want to add? You talking to the younger promoters, the younger managers, the younger, you know, venue owners? Is there any extra sauce you want to feed them before we get out of here?
I mean, the only thing I'd say, just try to put yourself in every part of the equation. You know, if you're the promoter, just try to put yourself in the artist's, you know, shoes. Try to put yourself in the club owner. You know, just kind of try to build a perspective from every angle. So when you having these conversations or you negotiating and talking, you can have a better understanding and nothing catches you off guard, because you know you gotta have thick skin to put your face and name out there on things, you know, for people to come out. You know,
My advice would be we live in a microwave era. But don't expect them. Expect you just come out and throw a party because you know what I'm saying? You got a cool name and expect for it to go up. It don't happen like that. It's a lot of learning. I'm 7 years in. I still feel like I'm a beginner and I have a lot to learn. So just don't come outside thinking it's just gonna turn up like that. Nah, you gotta learn a lot of different aspects from it. You gotta lose your way to success. And I heard GD say that. You gotta lose your way to success in something. Yeah, that take them hills. They had to learn from it.
Yep. So once again, man, thanks for the hospitality, man, that y'all always show. Thanks for your time, love. And we'll be catching y'all again with another episode of the Promoters Playbook.